Hey, if you've seen one photo of Korea in autumn, it was probably taken here, a tiny riverside island where the trees form these impossibly clean corridors of gold and red. And yeah, it's real. The trick with Chuncheon is fitting it all in before the day trip crowds swallow the best spots. 2 days is enough if you know which morning to protect. I mapped out the full 2 day route in a template you can grab, links in the description if you want it. Mid-October through early November is the window. The lakes and hillsides flip from green to gold and crimson, and everything on this trip is built around being outside in the middle of that. Day one is the one everyone shows up for, a micronation island, a European village hidden in a Korean valley, and a street that invented its own dish. Nami Island is a half-moon shaped islet in the Gangwon River, planted with parallel rows of towering ginkgo and maple that form literal tree tunnels. This is the image most people picture when they think Korean autumn. The island has actually declared itself an independent micronation called the Naminara Republic, with its own passport stamps and currency, which means you are technically visiting another country for the afternoon. Get here before 10 a.m. because the ferry queue alone can swallow 45 minutes at peak, and by noon on an October weekend, the main tree avenue is a slow-moving human conveyor belt. You will take the same photo 4,000 other people took that day, from the same angle, and you will still feel briefly like a genius. That's just what Nami does. From the island you head to Jade Garden, a massive arboretum built into a mountain valley with 24 themed garden zones. Tuscan courtyards, English border gardens, Italian wedding terraces dropped incongruously into rural Korea. The maple and ginkgo colors here are denser than Nami because the plantings are thicker and the paths narrower. You're walking through color rather than looking at it from a distance. Someone in Chuncheon decided Korea needed a Tuscan courtyard, and then they just built one. The commitment is real and the plant collections are genuinely serious, not just a photo park. Afternoon is the right time because the surrounding hillsides shade the paths and the morning tour groups have thinned out. Bring a layer since the valley temperature drops fast once the sun dips behind the ridge. Dakgalbi, spicy stir-fried chicken with vegetables, rice cakes, and gochujang, was born on this street in the 1960s as cheap bar food, and now dozens of restaurants sit in a row with giant round pans sizzling in the open. The entire block smells like chili and garlic before you even see the restaurants. The competition here is over quality, not menu innovation, because everyone serves the same dish with minor variations. It was designed to be cheap, filling, and spicy enough to make you thirsty, which is a brutally honest way to invent a recipe, and it worked so well it now has its own festival. Order the cheese topping if it's offered. It melts into the sauce and takes the edge off the heat, and say yes when they offer to fry rice in the leftover sauce at the end. Day 2 shifts gears. A glass walkway over a lake, a pedal cart on abandoned train tracks, and a mountain cafe street where the whole city opens up beneath you. The Soyanggang Skywalk is a 174-meter glass-bottomed walkway stretching out over UAM Lake. 156 of those meters are transparent, which means you're walking on about 4 centimeters of glass above open water. Your brain knows the engineering is sound, your legs will disagree, and the autumn hillsides reflecting off the lake's surface mean the foliage is literally beneath you as well as all around. Show up right at the 9 a.m. opening because it's free and there's no crowd gate, which means by midday you're shuffling in a line and every photo has strangers in it. The circular observatory at the far end is the real photo spot. Save your camera battery for that and wear flat shoes because heels are banned on the glass panels. Gangchon Rail Park is a decommissioned railway line turned into a rail bike course. You sit on a 4-person pedal cart and ride actual train tracks along the Gubongsan River through tunnels and autumn canopy. This is Korea's longest rail bike course, and the riverside trees form a color corridor on both sides of the tracks because the route was cut through the forest decades ago when it was still a working railway. This is the one activity on the whole trip where booking ahead genuinely matters. Weekend sessions sell out and you'll be sitting on an open-air cart, so the afternoon warmth is a factor. The cart seats 4, but only 2 people pedal, so coordinate with your group, and the tunnel sections are lit with colored lights, which sounds cheesy until you're inside one, and it's genuinely disorienting in a fun way. Gubongsan Observatory Cafe Street is a cluster of cafes perched on a mountainside along a national highway, each one built to maximize the panoramic view over Chuncheon and its lakes. This is where the city finally clicks. A small place surrounded by water and mountains laid out below you, and at sunset the autumn colors on the slopes light up before the city lights take over. An entire street of cafes selling the same view from slightly different angles, competing on whose windows are cleanest at golden hour. One of them is a Starbucks Reserve, another is called Santorini, and locals come here for dates, not just tourists. Take a taxi up because the road is a national highway with nowhere to walk, and get the driver's number or use an app to call one back down. Grab a terrace seat before the sunset rush and let the city do the work. 2 days in Chuncheon, and you've walked a glass bridge over a lake, pedaled train tracks through autumn color, and eaten the dish this city invented. That's a lot of variety for a place most people skip on the way to somewhere else. The full route with every stop, timing notes, and an interactive map is in the template, links in the description and pinned comment. Drop a comment if you're adding Chuncheon to your Korea trip or if there's a spot I should have included. Always good to hear what people would swap in.